All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us here on the Greenville Gab. We are back a week before Thanksgiving, and I am super excited to bring you some very interesting information tonight. So we have a guest that will be joining us here in just a couple of minutes, but do me a favor, if you are a normal viewer of the show every Thursday night, do me a favor, drop your name, drop your location in the comments. Would love to know where you are watching from. That we are headed into the holidays now. So there's lots of questions about the real estate market and just what happens during the holidays, what happens this time of year. And this is something that I like to tell a lot of people is that if you have to sell a house or if you have to buy a house, it is something that the looky-loos really aren't around. It's a very serious time for people that if they are willing to live and work and move within the holidays, like that is where the some of the best real estate transactions are done. So would love to know if you have any plans for the holidays. I know that we have people that watch from all over the country, and you are working super hard to get to this part of the upstate. I've talked to many of you here just in the past couple of weeks, and we are excited to be able to help some of you move. I know that Cheyenne on the team has 4 different people that have watched these videos over the course of the last couple of months. And you are looking to make your move here in December. That's super exciting. And we're also gearing up for just a fun time of year around here. So definitely want to make sure that we answer your questions. We gear up for 2024 well, because we'll be kind of sporadic with our videos a little bit, at least these live streams, as we go throughout the rest of the year. So with that being said, I am going to bring on our guest. And I'm so excited to introduce you to y'all because it is something that we talk real estate all the time, and we talk lending all the time. And you guys come here because you're researching locations. You want to know more about the community. So me and the team, we were talking a couple of weeks ago. We were like, hey, what if we had a connection to a county, to a city council or a mayor or someone that is entrenched in the communities? And so we thought, what a great way to start this off by talking about one of my favorite spots, one of your favorite spots, Traveler's Rest. And I want to introduce Shaniece Criss.
Thank you so much, Aubree. So happy to be here.
Thanks for joining me tonight. I'm excited to hear what you have to say about TR, and we just met like this, y'all. This is going to be a great conversation. So our director of operations, Laura Beth. Y'all that watch, sometimes you run across Laura Beth. She's cool. She answers my email and my text messages a lot, actually. But Shaniece, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been lived in the area, and just who you are?
Okay, thank you so much. So actually, I grew up in Greenville, South Carolina, and at the age of 18, I left to go to school, college. So I ended up being in Atlanta, Georgia for 10 years. So school, graduate school,
Mhm.
working in public health consulting. Then my husband and I, we joined the Peace Corps and went to Guyana, South America. And I had a talk show there, which I loved. It's my favorite thing. So, Aubree, you're giving me some great
So much
inspiration. You're
fun.
doing a great job. And after we were there for 2 years, I worked at the Ministry of Health, and he worked at the Ministry of Education. So that's the national level government associations there. Then we moved to Boston. We lived in Boston 6 years. I did my doctorate degree in public health, social
Oh,
and behavioral
wow.
sciences. My first master's was a master of public health. And then while I was in Boston, I got a second master's in administration, public administration. So
Whoa.
really exciting. And we had our daughter in Boston, and just a
Okay.
little joke when I was looking at her in the hospital, I was like, being from the South, I looked at her and I said, I have a Northerner, but but she's here. And at the age when she was 3 years old, we moved to Travelers Rest. I
Okay.
moved here to work at Furman University, which is one of the most beautiful universities in the United States.
Yes.
Everyone loves to walk around the lake. We have the bell
Mhm.
tower, and working there as a professor, the academics are stellar. Something that's really awesome is that in May, we have something called a May experience. So
Yeah.
3 weeks, the students can do something unique. So I took a group of students to Portugal, and they did clinical hours in hospitals. And then last year, I took a group to Cambodia, and they did
Whoa.
clinical hours and cultural things.
Hmm.
And then the reason I'm here today is because I'm on city council in Travelers Rest. So, interesting enough, I live in a neighborhood that basically all the houses were built. And my neighbor at the time, he had bought 2 lots. And
Hmm.
so then a developer bought it from him. And then we bought this site when it was still just wooden slats. And then we got the last house on the last street of the city limits of Travelers Rest. And there
Uh-huh.
was an election for mayor. And Mayor Brandy Amadon won that. And then
Hmm.
it opened up her city council seat. And so it was a special election. And so I ran. That was about 5 years ago. And I won that election. And,
Okay.
and then I had to run a year later to run for a full term. And that was
Mhm.
4. So I served 4 years. And just last Tuesday, I won my third
Oh,
election.
saw your name on there. I was like, oh, I know her. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so you've been here in the upstate that I mean, just one, wow, your life sounds so amazing, and I need to get to know you better, obviously. Um, and so you've been here for what year did you move here again?
2016.
2016.
I
Wow,
got
that's the year I got into real estate.
Oh,
Crazy.
cool.
It's been about 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have a daughter and you work at Furman. So tell me a little bit more like um I know that you're here like what is Travelers Rest is a small city in the
Yes.
upstate, okay? So
Uh-huh.
tell me kind of about the city council here. Like, what is its job? What is its purpose? What are you doing for the people that are here?
Okay, so you're right. Travelers Rest is a smaller city, but I love that it's in Greenville County. I
Mhm.
live 20 minutes from downtown Greenville, and then I live 3 minutes from downtown Travelers Rest. So, what really revitalized Travelers Rest was the Swamp Rabbit Trail. So
Right.
that's a trail where people run, walk, they ride their bicycles. And we recently got a counter in Travelers Rest so we can see the thousands of
Oh, that's
people.
right. Yeah, it's right there off of Main Street next to the TR Oriental.
That's right. And so
Right.
we get a monthly report at the city council meeting about how many people are using it. So with city council, we have a mayor and then we have 8 council members. And so we
Okay.
meet twice a month. The first meeting is a committee meeting where we hear details like public works, public safety, zoning, housing, and development, a
Mhm.
very important issue that we talk
Mhm.
about all the time, and then the budgeting. And then the next week, we have our city council meeting where we take our official votes. And so it's exciting. Like, for
Mhm.
instance,
Yeah.
I remember Pine Stone when it was just being talked about.
Yes.
Pine Stone is a new development, which I think is really interesting because it has homes, single family homes, townhomes, apartments, also going to be 7,000 space, and it has a dog park, and it's going to have an outdoor green space area. And the
Mhm.
coolest part, in my opinion, is that people who live in Pinestone, they have a direct walking trail to Main Street and Travelers Rest, so that they can really walk a lot. But being on council, I remember how there was a lot of neighborhood interest and neighborhood concern about that development. And we had a neighborhood
So
meeting.
much concern about it.
Hundreds of people came and we were listening. And so those are the things we have to decide in city council. So we don't decide if something's going to be built or not. On our level, we look at zoning. So with Pinestone, it used to be a factory that was not working for many years.
Right.
And we had to change the zoning so that it could be that mixed use area. But if something's already zoned for a particular category, we don't have say whether or not something can be built there if it's already zoned for that. And that's something I like people to understand.
Yeah, I don't think many people understand that, especially whenever they move here to the area, or if they've been here forever. We'll just say that that not all, like, having a good understanding of, like, this is zoning, or this is why this is allowed to be here, and then the process to even change a zoning ordinance is so in depth. And I've done it in Greenville, in the city limits, which it took half a year at least just to get everybody involved. So, okay. So, with the, I mean, you've been around, you've seen Pinestone. I think that's a great example of just the decisions that are made on a local level, and hearing people out, because Travelers Rest has been a place that, and I hear this a lot, like, don't take away our small town, or don't ruin our small town. And I look at it, I think, I mean, do you know, the last I heard, TR's population was what, 5,000 to 7,000, something like that?
That's right.
So it's not very big. And I don't like, and there's a lot of different spaces around to develop, and places that have gone into disrepair. And that's what I'm most excited about, is like those places, like that warehouse that Pinestone is now in that location. Basically, like, it was a dilapidated warehouse, like it was falling apart and getting spray painted all the time. So
so that's why we have a master plan. And so in our master, so most cities, probably all cities, they should have a master plan. And we just recently did a survey of people who live in Travelers Rest. Depending on what phase you're on the plan, sometimes we have where people come in. But in our plan, it talks about infilling. And so when you think about development, infilling is basically going in between spaces, and also, like you were saying, Aubree, focus on those buildings that haven't been in use and what we can do. But what I tell people are moving to Greenville, which means they're automatically going to spread out to the surrounding areas. And so even though there's a lot of things being built, there's still a housing shortage.
Oh, yes.
Which is fascinating. And so we have to figure out how to keep the balance, because I totally understand when people say they want to keep our small town feel. It is a beautiful place. We have Trailblazer Park, and we're there, and we have our farmers market, and we have the movies, and we have concerts, and you walk on Main Street and you get to see the shops, and it's a beautiful feeling that people have being here. So as someone on city council, we try to make sure we can maintain a balance, because that's important too. Yeah.
So that kind of leads me into my next question is, like, you decided to run for city council. Like, why is that so important to you?
Every time I sit at a city council meeting, I find it an incredible privilege and honor to represent my community members. And so I think it's important to have different perspectives. So I ran again because it's 9 of us total, the mayor and 8 of us, so 9 total. And everybody brings such a unique perspective. And so when I think about what I contribute, I provide one as well. And so I think that's important. I have because I have a public health background, I
Mhm.
am always interested in safety and then healthy spaces, what we
Yeah.
can do. And I consider health also holistically. So
Oh,
is our
okay.
community welcoming? How the parks, how is it with walking? What kind of food do we have available? And
Mhm.
so it's nice to look at things from that aspect.
Yeah, definitely. So, what is it that you love about TR? Because obviously, like you landed here, you have a job at Furman. Like,
Yes.
why did you choose Traveler's Rest?
I chose Traveler's Rest because I liked that I could have peace. It's nice just to have a peaceful
Whoa, whoa,
setting.
whoa. What does that mean? Peace. Like I
Mm.
have three little people. It's very rarely peaceful in my house. Like, what does peace mean
That's a
for
good
you?
question. So I like that I can be in a neighborhood that has sidewalks.
Uh-huh.
I can walk with my family. Our daughter Sage, she is 10 years old. We have a park there. To go to work for me is 6 minutes, so I'm not
Oh
in the
my goodness.
car a long time. I'm
Okay.
not stuck in traffic. And so just to have a smooth, peaceful lifestyle.
Got it. Smooth and peaceful. I mean, good golly, you work at Furman, your city council in TR, your life is right here. If you don't mind me asking, what neighborhood do you live in?
I live in Poplar Forest, which is
Oh,
connected
okay.
to North Clift. Mhm.
Well, girlfriend, you're like my neighbor then because I'm in
Oh,
Grayson Point.
oh,
So
so you're a TR voter.
I am. That's why I said I saw you on the ballot. I I had my I posted to my social media last week my voter sticker because I was like proof that it happened.
Good. Very
Like
good.
ran in there really fast. But yeah, so you live in what I think is one of the more popular neighborhoods in Travelers Rest. Like we are right here next to the Swamp Rabbit Trail,
Yes.
which is so cool. There's like showing 3 houses in the neighborhood this weekend. So
Oh,
there's
wow.
happening things around here. Okay, so you landed here. What is your favorite thing in Travelers Rest? Like, do you have a favorite restaurant or a favorite thing to do in TR?
We have like our browse and stroll market that's on Main
Okay.
Street. So I love,
When is that?
we have one this Saturday.
Ah, what?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's right on Main Street, and there's people who will be outside. They usually have some musical performances. The
Okay.
other thing that I love when it's in season is the Travelers Rest Farmers Market. So
Mhm.
during the summer, it's on Saturday mornings, but in the fall, it's on Thursday evenings.
Yeah, they call it the
Harvest Mart.
Happenings or something like that.
Yes. So
So,
I enjoy that. And then what my daughter likes to do is ride our bicycles on the Salt Rabbit to Pink Mama's ice cream.
mhm.
And so she enjoys that. And for me, I love art. So I love that we have places in town like TR Makers, um,
Mhm.
the Treehouse
So TR
Cafe.
Makers, so people that are watching, what is TR Makers?
It's a cute, quaint little shop, and they have lessons for the children in different art making.
Their art lessons are like I've been in there twice, I think.
Yes.
So, okay.
And then
Um,
Treehouse Cafe,
yeah.
they're painting in there. And
Mhm.
so it's, to me, just lovely. Like people may not realize there's some fun stuff to do. And of course, the trail. Oh,
Right.
I don't want to forget that we have the new playground that's at
Oh,
Trailblazer Park, which
yes.
is Adventure Park that has a zip line for
Mhm.
kids, although adults can use it too. I've done it.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh,
so
I
I'll
haven't gone over there to like I watch my girls do it. And I'm like,
Aubree, you should get on there. Let me know what you
oh,
think.
maybe that'll show up in a video someday.
Yeah. And so what I love about that too is some of the playground equipment that for people who have different levels of ability. For instance,
Mhm.
if someone uses a wheelchair, They have
Yeah.
playground equipment. And so to me, that is such a beautiful value. And that was in conjunction with a lot of people, not just the city of Travelers Rest, but the county, Parks and Recreations.
Mhm.
So that it just shows the power of partnership.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. I love that you mentioned the park. I forget to say like that park was a fun thing that happened this summer.
Yes.
Um, so what about maybe something that most people don't know about TR or
Oh,
yeah, is there anything that you would say like most people are surprised about finding out about TR?
well, one thing I'm not sure if a lot of people know or not, but there's a gazebo on Main Street. And right
Mhm.
behind it is this beautiful historic home. And the
Yeah.
lady who lived there, once she passed away, she did something very generous, which was donate her home and all the land, acres of
Oh.
land to the Travelers Rest Historic Society. So they're going to make that like an open park. So we will have a city park in Travelers Rest. It's our own little central park.
Okay. Wait, so I have seen this, like, I know what house you're talking about. It's
Mhm.
gorgeous. It's
Yes.
huge. It's I know where the gazebo is. Y'all that like when you're driving down Main Street, like we'll have to I'll have to do a reel or something for it. But so when you say acres in a city park, like it's I are what are they doing with the house? Is it just going to be
The
like
house will stay there.
yeah,
I think they're going to
okay.
use it for special events, potentially weddings.
Okay.
But if you look around the
Okay.
house, that how there's that driving range there for golf.
Yeah.
That's going to be part of it. That's part of the land. That's gonna all be an open space green area.
Okay. I love it. So like that's what I know that they like when it was like I'll call it like the Greenville County Master Plan. I learned this a
Mhm,
couple years ago that the
mhm.
Swamp Rabbit Trail, the whole reason and how they really the mastermind behind it to get people to get outside and get on the trail, and it made it to where they would stop more often or they would see something and they would stop, and that increased commerce, that increased the businesses along there, made people
Yeah,
actually get involved. I'm excited to hear like green space, that's what that does. Like people get outside, they walk, they do sports. Like a couple I was on a different real estate team. We did there's a green space over in it's Hollingsworth Park.
yes.
Yeah, or Verde, that area.
Mhm.
And bunch of adults all got out with Nerf guns and we had a Nerf
Ooh.
gun battle in this green space, but it was the only green space in the area at the time that could accommodate us.
Mhm.
And you have a bunch of 30, 40-year-olds running around trying not to kill each other with Nerf guns. But I digress. So that is so cool. I love that. So as far as like the development, and we get a lot of questions about, well, are there any new neighborhoods or are there, what's coming soon? So that's a perfect example of something that's coming soon that's going to be right in the downtown area. So tell me a little, so that is something that only a local would know, but what's maybe something else that only a local would know?
Hmm, that is a good
I
question.
know.
Okay, maybe it's
I
things of the
know.
past.
Yeah.
So we have our oh, there used to be a gentleman who used to ride, it seemed like a very large tricycle many decades ago, but the Travelers Rest Museum. It's
Okay.
right
Yes.
beside the gas station. It used to be a BP, it's something else now.
Mhm.
But we have a Travelers Rest Museum. And in there, you'll find a lot of different historical views of the city, which is
Mm.
interesting. Also, I believe that site of the museum had moved from a previous location or it's going to move. So
Okay.
sometimes when you see buildings, maybe that wasn't the original location.
I know that happens a lot around the upstate. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was downtown Greenville one time whenever they moved an entire big house,
Was it
from one
or
area to
because I know my house for Furman, and they took it down Punset Highway, and they have
uh-huh.
pictures of how they moved this whole house.
Oh, yeah. It's like it's fun. So I love that. So as far as like, okay, so talk to me here just a little bit. Talk to the people who are watching this video tonight and maybe are going to be watching this video here, over time. They are researching. They are making their decisions right now.
Mhm.
Is Travelers Rest really somewhere where they should land? I get a lot of people that gets concerned about our schools ratings. And then I get people that are concerned about the crime rates of the area.
Mhm.
And it's something that comes up an awful lot. And so give you a little bit more context for the people that are watching. And if you guys are watching, like, give me a comment on here. We would love to answer any questions you have about the area. But I would love to know from you, like, what do you tell people about our schools, about the crime rate of the area? I mean, you have so much educational background just for yourself. I mean, I would love to know what you tell people.
So first off, I feel so safe in Travelers Rest. Well, I tell people about safety. There's things, no, things you should do, like lock your doors at night. Or
Mm.
I lock my doors all the time. But anyway,
Same.
lock your doors, lock your car doors. But I haven't really heard of violent crimes.
Mhm.
Somebody might take something from a car if it's unlocked. So that's why I'm just saying, basic steps of locking your things. But I feel totally safe here, and it's very
Mhm.
exciting. Now, when it comes to the schools, it seems like there's a lot of school spirit. And I know in my neighborhood, a lot of people go to the schools in Travelers Rest. My
Yeah.
husband is a program director at an elementary school, which is like an assistant principal. So our
Okay.
daughter goes to school with him because he's going to work at an elementary school already.
Makes sense.
And so, but I know a lot of people in the neighborhood. There happens to be a lot of people my daughter's age here, and
Mhm.
they go to Gateway Elementary School.
Okay.
And they'll be going to Northwest and then Travelers Rest High School. And so it seems like a great place. Like people are going through, and like other places, being able to go to the colleges they want to, having a good experience, school pride. And my daughter in the summer, she participates with the cheerleaders at Travelers Rest High School. And she told
Okay.
me, even if she goes to a school not in Travelers Rest, that she's going to have to go cheer at Travelers Rest games.
Well, that makes sense. I know that on football nights, it's pretty loud and in charge over here. They lots of school spirit. My next door neighbor actually is, I think Fisher's on the football team. Um, so they do that, and uh I mean, it's that I love that, like, Travelers Rest still has we still have like a homecoming parade or
Yes.
the Christmas parade and so
Yes.
on. The small town parades that, like, those don't happen whenever you go into like Greer or Easley or Greenville. Like, there's very few places around that still do s- just the community stuff like that. I
Well,
think, yeah.
Well, one thing I noticed, I feel like um, Greenville and all the other municipalities have
Uh-huh.
all been doing a really good job of celebrating in their own way different
Yes.
parts of the city. And so that's why I like reading GVL Today. This is a
Yeah.
newsletter that comes out electronically to see all the cool
Mhm.
events that are happening, because you'll see our mayor all the time. Of course, she goes to things in Travelers Rest, but she goes to things in other cities. And I do the
Yeah.
same. I love that. I live in Travelers Rest, but I feel like if I'm taking a big adventure, I can go to Fountain Inn. Like that's a
Right.
trick for me. But there could
Uh-huh.
be something really cool there. Greer. I mean, I just feel all the areas are really developing and revitalizing. And that has been encouraging to be in this area.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have a small note before I forget.
Yeah.
So, when you go downtown Greenville, the big mural by the Children's Museum and by the library,
Yes.
My
I heard
daughter,
about this.
my daughter is on that mural.
Okay, hold on, guys. I've got to show you this. I'm gonna look her up. Let's see here.
Canvas
Green,
Tower, Pearlie Harris. If you look up Pearlie Harris mural, that should pop up.
Mural, and then I'll share it
Okay.
on the screen here so people can see.
And while you're looking, I could just tell a little bit about it.
Yeah.
So they hired a very talented muralist, and this mural's huge. And it
Yeah.
focused on Miss Pearlie Harris, who was one of the first teachers, one of the first Black teachers to integrate Greenville County schools. Yes, there it is.
No. Yeah, I knew I'd find it. Okay, let's see here. So your
Yeah,
daughter is
click
on
one
here,
right
isn't
there, right there. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my daughter. And then all those children go to a school, A.J. Wittenberg, that focused on, he sued Greenville County Schools so that his daughter could integrate. So that is,
Okay.
it's such a cool part of being downtown in a Greenville.
That's got to be so incredibly special to you. Like every time you drive into downtown, like your family is going to be like, that's a legacy right there.
Yes.
And that's, I mean, I love that. That's what I love, that people here don't just like, you don't just live here, you integrate into here. And you really like, people are like we were talking before the show started. People are authentic, they are honest, they are kind. Like that is who you run across here. And I think you're a really good example of like somebody who has relocated from another state. You've landed here in South Carolina, in the upstate, and just like, you're the type of person that I tell people about. Like, you're kind, you're authentic, like
Oh, thank you.
you've integrated into our community, and you care deeply about it. I can definitely tell from you know, being on it. It takes that to be a part of a council, and to like, you care about what happens here in Travelers Rest. So like, and it's easy to talk to you. Like, it's not like, oh, you know, who do I talk to about this stuff? You know, we were, you know, people that are concerned about the area growing too much, or too many people from the north coming to live here. I get it all the time. But it's true. Like, I feel like this is probably one of the best melting pots in the country. And it's so good to know that like, you found your spot. It sounds like your family has really found their place here as well. So I love that. Is there anything else that tell the people that watch these videos, or will be watching the replay later on, just about our area or about the upstate? Anything that maybe we didn't cover?
Yes. So in Travelers Rest, we have our website. I would love people to check it out. It has our events, and something else that we just started to really connect to the people who live here. We have a Travelers Rest app. So on the app, it'll tell you when a city council meeting is. If you see an issue in the city, you can report it right in the app. We want to just make it so easy
Really?
for
Okay, hold
people
on.
to connect.
Let's look here.
Oh,
Okay, so
wait.
here's the Travelers Rest website.
You were not playing. You got that.
Hey, we figure this out. So like, okay, we have Facebook, Instagram, and TR has a YouTube channel, y'all.
Oh yeah, that's where our city council meetings are. So it's all
Nice.
about just being very transparent. And
Okay.
so I'm looking at the app on my phone. Let's see. Oh, there we go. It tells you like the city. You can put requests on there.
Yeah, let me make you bigger here.
Oh, okay. And so what I like about this, you can put requests for the city. Let me move this up a little bit. May have to move it back.
No, you're fine. Do you know what the app is called? I didn't even know that there was an app. Hold on, y'all. We're gonna find this app.
I'll find it because I posted it. I have on
Okay.
Facebook. I have a Shaniece Criss Travelers Rest City Council, where I put all information like that. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna look at my page and
Ooh.
find out the official
Is
name.
it Travelers Rest Connect? It
Yes,
is. Okay, that's what it is, guys.
yeah,
How exciting. Okay.
Travelers Rest Connect. And so it is great to have that tool. And it reminds me of things. I'm like, thanks, Travelers Rest Connect.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here if I
And it
Rest
talks about
Connect.
events,
Uh,
city council meetings. Let me look what else on here.
um, okay. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to show y'all what we are looking at.
Perfect.
So
Thank you.
so it's Travelers Rest Connect, and you can get it on Google Play or the App Store.
Yeah.
And that's super cool. I
Oh,
didn't know that that was here.
so it has notifications. It has the city
Okay.
website, the city council meetings. It has all forms and permits that you need. The city department, so you can call or email or go right in the
Okay.
app. Public safety, you can report a crime. Service requests, downtown events, and social media.
Ah, okay. All right. That's cool. I didn't even know that that existed. I love this. Okay. So, guys, I have a new toy. This is great. Um, I learn something all the time.
Yes.
Okay. So, totally will have that. If you So you're looking to relocate, you love Travelers Rest. This is a really good way to just say, hey, like, let's talk about it. Let's research it. Like, it'll notify you of all those things too.
Yes.
Um, that is, I love this. Okay.
A- And
Um,
we have the Travelers Rest Tribune, which is an online
mhm,
paper
okay.
that I make sure I get the updates from. And then we
Okay.
have Travelers Rest Here. So
Okay.
those two sources,
Travelers Rest here.
yes, if you go to travelersresthere.com, but
Okay.
she also has Facebook presence, Instagram presence, and she emails a list. So Travelers Rest Tribune,
Okay.
Travelers Rest Here, and they have a podcast as well. So maybe y'all could be on each other's podcast.
I think we're gonna have to get together.
Yes. And so it's just
Oh, I
great to get
love that.
all this information about Travelers Rest.
Okay. This is great. Wow, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I
We
mean, this really gives you a good insight. So if you're interested,
yeah.
the app, the Travelers Rest Tribune,
Okay.
Travelers Rest Here, and on social media, we have
Mhm,
Discover Travelers Rest that is
mhm,
on Facebook that will tell you from the city what's happening and advertising
okay.
things. So it's
Ah,
nice. I'm
I
looking right
love
now.
that.
I'm like, what's the latest thing they posted?
Yes.
I'm just gonna look.
Okay, so you'll have to text me that, like, just a quick, like, "Hey, these resources, because 'cause I'm gonna, for anybody who watches the video, I'll make sure that we put the links to those in the description of the video. That way you have the resources, you always have something that you can go and, relate to, and, we can look through that. So,
And then I just wanted to say that
yeah,
Browse and Stroll event that's on Saturday is from
yeah,
11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and it's just on Main Street, Travelers Rest. And you walk up and down and you see the shops and you see the activities that we'll have. So that's
yeah.
the Browse and Stroll, and it'll be art on the trail. So it's just a
Mhm.
lovely event.
That's so cool. So let's see here. My favorite places, and I feel like there's a few places that with like Pinestone are probably going to get a little bit more attention.
Hmm.
Like the tasting room in TR is one of my favorite places to go and stop, and friends there, and then you go down the Treehouse Cafe and then grab something to sit there and paint or just enjoy that there's artwork all over the walls.
Yes.
um Tandem is a huge draw for the downtown. It's very busy all the time, but it's
It's crepes,
completely
French
worth it.
crepes. And it's always a line when they're open in the morning
Yes,
hours. I
absolutely.
love Farmhouse Tacos and Chicora Alley as well.
Ah, Alley has this, have you ever had, like, it's like grape queso, like the
Mhm.
grapes and cheese.
Mm.
It's a queso dip, but it has grapes in it. It is the weirdest thing I have tried pretty much anywhere. But next time you go to Chicora, you'll have to try that
Okay.
because it's wild. But yeah, cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, chatting with me about TR and just, what it means to be on city council, what you're able to just you have influence here, which is and you're having an impact that's going to last for a very, very long time in our community. So I thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to getting to know you better. Like I do this again. And who knows where we'll be in the next couple of years. So excited to see where your journey takes you. And I just, again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And thank you for providing such a great service for people, because where you live is very important. So you're making it more accessible to people to see other aspects. So that's awesome. Thank you for
Yeah,
what you do.
it's more than just what we see on the internet. So anyway, all right, Shaniece, I will your time tonight.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. So that was so much fun. I love being able to have people on and around and talk about other things other than real estate. Okay. Because where you live is just there's so much more involved in just your community and who's involved and who makes up your community. And I think Shaniece is a just a fantastic example of what makes Travelers Rest, the Upstate, just a great place to live. So I hope this gave you a whole lot of insight, and I want to leave you with this as we head into our Thanksgiving week. That I really hope that you continue to reach out, ask questions, um, really look into the details of a community that you want to love. And I really encourage you to reach out. Let me know how I can help, how the team can help you. And if you need any of these connections or anything to help with your move or your research as you're stuck in a house with lots of family and maybe your house is too small or maybe it's definitely time to move, that's something that we'll want to make sure that you know what? I'm here. I work in real estate. It's cool, but it's so much more than just real estate, y'all. It is, love where you live. So, with that, I will make sure that we put the stuff that we talked about, the resources that we talked about in the show notes, in the description of the video. Thank you so much for everybody that showed up tonight. I love that you guys come and you are a part of our community here on YouTube, and that it is always constantly growing. So share it with your friends. Would love to continue this conversation. And I will catch you guys not next week because Thursday is Thanksgiving and y'all should be with your families and I'm going to be with mine. So have a happy Thanksgiving and I will see you in 2 weeks back here on Thursday night at 8 o'clock. And thanks for tuning in. Bye.